Tessa from Mama's Geeky here. Thank you so much for stopping by my YouTube channel. Hey guys, and welcome to a special episode of the Geekly Show. We have some members of the cast of the new movie Mighty Oak with us today. Why don't you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves?
Hi, I'm Tommy Ragen. I played Oak in the movie.
I'm Gianna Harris, and I played Emma Biggs.
Hey, I'm Ben Milliken, and I play Darby.
All right, guys. Do you mind telling us how you all got involved in this movie?
One of you guys go first? I want to think about my answer.
Okay, I'll go. So it was a really fast kind of turnaround situation for me. I got a phone call from my agents, kind of late one afternoon, and they said, "Hey, there's this movie. They really want to see you for it. Can you put yourself on tape real fast? We need it by tomorrow morning. Can you do it?" And I said, "Sure." And so I went up, put the tape down at like midnight the night before, sent it off, and then I think that by like 10 a.m. I got a phone call from my agent saying, "Okay, the offer's coming." I was like, "Great."
Wow.
That's wonderful. And then a week later I was heading down to San Diego.
Wow.
So it happened really fast.
So had you read the script at all before you sent in the tape?
Yeah, I got the script too.
Okay.
And so I read the script, I could get the tone of the film and all of that stuff. And so yeah, I think that helped a lot because I read it and I was like, this is a really good script. I want to do this movie. I really want to do it. And so it was kind of spurred on. It was like a really exciting 24 hours.
Mine was kind of fast too. I knew Tommy from School of Rock, the tour first, and they had recommended me for the role. And my agent said, "Hey, you have this film that we want you to audition for, and we already been talking to Tommy's parents, and they said, yeah, we had recommended you for it." So I didn't get the script or anything, but talking to Tommy and his parents, kind of explaining the whole thing, and then going into the audition and doing the audition and then sending it in. It was really fast too. I think I auditioned, and then within the next couple of days they were like, "Yeah, you're gonna have to come to San Diego." And then once they told me that I'd gotten the role, they finally gave me the script, and I had to read it like kind of fast and then get to San Diego.
So
That's
mine
so cool.
wasn't fast. It's probably more like 3 years or something, or 2 years. So pretty much I was performing at a natural event. So this is like such a long story. This is like a very long story, but I'll try to tell it as fast and efficiently as I can. Okay, so I was at a charity event performing an original song called Chasing, and there's supposedly a bunch of there's some people coming up to my parents telling them that they like the song and that and that like I had an old soul or whatever. This isn't coming from me. This is coming from them. And then my parents. So then my dad, he had this idea, and like he had this idea about like me, like because I had been with this guy, like surfing with this guy, like a surf instructor or whatever, and like we had been saying like we met in past life or something because I really felt connected to him, like a good friend. And so he had this idea, and this director director saw me or whatever, and my dad like also knew this writer, and they actually like believed in the idea, which is pretty cool because like and they really liked me. They really enjoyed my music and stuff. So then after that, like leading up like 2 years later, like the movie is like ready to film and everything, and then everyone started coming together, and it was really cool. Yeah. So that probably sounded like nepotism because it kind of is. It's like also talent, but it's also nepotism. So it's like both. So I'm being straight up about it, but like it's not. But like but like it wasn't only nepotism. It was also like other stuff too. Yeah. Okay.
That's awesome. I just learned what nepotism mean recently. So look at you using it.
I still don't know what it means.
Well, I'm Amanda, and I enjoyed the film a lot. I thought it was cute. I loved the plot, the ending. I ain't going to spoil it, but that ending like threw me for like a loop. I wasn't even seeing that coming. But also, like, personally, I thought it had a lot of great messages, you know, a few of them. But I wanted to know what each of you want the audience to take away from the film. Maybe Gianna could go first so Tommy can think about his answer. How about that?
Okay, I'll go first. What I want people to take away is, you know, you are destined to be with certain people. And those people are your family, and you've probably met them in a past life. And because I do believe in, you know, past lives and stuff like that, incarnation. So just knowing who your family is, and you can feel that connection. And I just want people to take away the idea of, you know, these people that you have these connections with, these are your family and you've met them before, and, you know, you're supposed to be together. That's what I want people to take away from that family kind of feeling.
Yeah. Does anyone else want to? Tommy,
Should I
are you
go
ready?
so Tommy, you can still think, or are you ready, Tommy?
So I definitely like have it like want people to take away like the same thing as Gianna said. I think that if people just like think about like, you don't have to be like family, like blood family, to like really be connected and like be family. Wow, that was like the worst wording ever. You don't have to be family. You guys don't have to like be blood to be family, like be actually related.
Yeah. So Ben.
I think for this film, you know, especially given the times we're in the world, all over the world, I think people need some hope more than ever right now. And, you know, I want people to laugh. I want people to smile. I want people to, you know, I want people to get a song stuck in their head. I want people to enjoy themselves for, you know, that 2 hours that they're watching the film, because that's what movies did for me when I was growing up. That's what movies still do for me. And so I want to share that with other people, you know, and then also this concept of connection with people. That's something that they say like art imitating life. That's something that I'm really looking at in my life at the moment. Because I've always been somewhat of a loner, somewhat of a person that's kind of, you know. So the kind of concept of connecting with people and the kind of, and building your own family and putting the love into those relationships that are around you is very, very important. Once again, especially now.
Yeah, I think that you made Amanda cry. That's hard to do, Ben. I think I loved what all of you had to say, because I feel like I took all of those things out of this movie. And I know that when I watch movies, not only to critique them, but I want to be kind of transformed to another place, like you said, Ben, especially now. And I think that people are looking for that hope and for that connection. And one of the things that I loved most about this movie was that all of you did feel really connected, you know, as a band, as the family, you know, coming, trying to get Tommy. And so did that translate to real life? Like, is that how you all feel about each other, because that's what it felt like when I was watching it.
I'm not me. I can't stand any of them. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, it was definitely when, for me personally, when I showed up on set, I felt like I had been with these people for a long time. When we read that first table read, we were all sitting around the table, and it just gelled. We were all together, and we were a band, you know. And then when Tommy, we were all up on the stage, and Tommy's singing, and I was playing the drums badly. We were a band. We were all connected, and that was the thing. For something that happened so fast, we were, in those moments, we were definitely all connected.
For me, most of my connections were with Tommy and with Rodney, who played my dad. So, you know, I already knew Tommy for a while now, and, you know, Tommy is like my little brother, and, you know, I want the best for him always, and that's what my character wants for Oak. So it was really easy going into that. And then also Rodney is like the sweetest person I've ever met. So getting to like know him, and I felt like I already knew him. You know, he's such a kind person, and, you know, we just had a really great connection, which helped with our connection in the film. But we've definitely have met, the whole cast. We've definitely met before.
Yeah, I felt like the same way. I felt very connected to everyone. I think like I was like pretty much like, my character was like knew a lot of the people in the cast. So I think the main people, like the main scenes, were like with Janelle and Gianna, and just like the whole band, Carlos too, and Alexa. So literally I was like with everyone, and I just felt like everyone was so nice, and like just the connection was so great, and I felt like I knew everyone, and I just felt so at home on that set, and it was a really great environment to work in.
Oh, thank you.
That's so cute. I love it. I do have a question for Gianna, but, you know, Ben and Tommy, you guys can answer too. But I just loved your character. I loved how she stood up for her friend, and she was just so wonderful to him, and she stood up for what was right. I want to know, what other characteristics do you feel that you also have that Emma has? Because we obviously know you love Tommy. He's your friend, and you would stand up for him. Do you think there are any other things that she has or she displays in the film that you basically connected with, because you're like, oh, I do that too?
It's so funny because Emma is me. I read the breakdown for Emma, and I was like, this character is literally me. And that's what, you know, Tommy's dad said, like, this character is perfect for you because you are this person, you know. I stand up for what I believe in, like everything that's going on right now with between like Black Lives Matter and the LGBTQ. It's Pride Month right now. So I stand up for everything I believe in, and that's exactly what Emma does. And, you know, she's caring and kind, and I love to believe that I'm caring and kind to everyone that I meet, and, you know, stand up what I believe in. So it's not even like we're different people, because I kind of just put myself into that character, like completely put myself into that character.
Perfect. Ben, are you like Darby? I was wondering, or is he your total opposite?
I mean, look, I think this is the way I think things work. I mean, that's the thing about acting, right? Is you have these elements of these people in you. They're all parts of you, and when you're finding a character, you're just finding parts of yourself that you're then able to show. So, you know, I am like Darby. You know, some of the things he said aren't like me, but, you know, I am, you know. And the thing about Darby is like, yeah, he's the goofy guy, yeah, he's funny, yeah, he's this, but one of the things about him is he holds on so tightly to this unit, this band. And, you know, when we meet him again after the beginning section, I'm not going to spoil anything for those who haven't seen it, but he's still holding on to it. You know, he's still living it where everybody else has moved on to an extent. He's still there. He's living it. He's listening to it. He's living in the music still. So that's one of the things that's a characteristic that I have, is it's like I hold on to things that sorry, there's a garbage truck going by. I hold on to things that brought me joy and that I lived in. And, you know, sometimes that could be a wonderful thing, and then sometimes that could be a bad thing. It's like, you know, moving on. So, but that's something that I have, definitely. I'm going to move.
That was kind of funny because you were like speaking in such wise words, and Darby like, "Hey, I exactly like him," and he was. I think that they're so spiritually connected. So it, I feel like so I actually like wrote all the music that the band played. So I feel like like me and Oak technically like wrote the same music. So I mean, I felt really connected to him, and I felt like, you know, he was me, like Gianna said. I think that maybe I have a little bit like more like the sense of humor is like a little bit like less innocent. I don't know how to explain that, because I mean, my parents are like pretty funny. So I'm not saying that I'm funny. I'm just saying that like my sense of humor, like I'm, you know, so I definitely feel connected to Oak and feel like he is me. Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Should we ask Sarah's question, even though she's poor Sarah got kicked out? Sarah had wanted to know some of you guys' best memories on set.
So many.
I can name one. Okay, I always think of this. Well, I don't think of this memory specifically because like every moment was like the best memory, but like there's this guy like AJ on the crew, and he's like the nicest guy ever.
Yes.
And we were just like, I don't know, they were filming another scene, and me and Danny, because Danny was also in the movie, and he like we were just like sitting there like on this like school outside thing, because they were filming inside of it for something. It wasn't like actually because of the school, but we were just outside like talking, like having a good conversation and just laughing. And I'll just always remember that, because like that kind of represents my whole experience as Mighty Oak. Just it was such a great memory.
Besides being like just with the casting crew and laughing and joking around and just talking about who knows what, everything, my favorite scene to film is there's a scene where I'm piercing Oak's ear, and I don't know why that memory stuck in my head so much, but it was such a weird scene to film, and it was like kind of gross, but it was also a lot of fun, and it was just like really weird and crazy, and it was just really fun to film. And you know, it was just weird, and it always pops up in my head once in a while. I'm like, remember when you pretended to pierce Tommy's ear?
For me, it was shooting the scenes at Lestat's when we were all sitting around the table. It wasn't so much like the actual scenes, it was the moments in between the scenes that was so memorable for me, because I mean, we were all together, we were all sitting. I just can't remember laughing so much in my life. We laughed just so much. I think that translates into the movie. You can see that, but that's some of my most memorable moments. I mean, we were there for like a week shooting scenes back to back to back in Lestat, and those were just the best times.
So Ben, how did you feel about bringing that comedic element into? Because I mean, some of the scenes in this movie were tough to handle. They were pretty emotional, and then you would kind of come in with some one-liners to break that tension.
Zinger at the end. Actually, it was something that I've been wanting to do lately. So it came around because normally I'll play like a drama, or the last job I did a season of the show Bosch, and I was one of the bad guys. So it was really refreshing to come into something and have the lightness and the comedic timing of that, coming in with those one-liners to break the tension and bringing that fun back into the film, because I think that's 100% needed. I mean, it's needed in life. Life can be heavy, and if you can't laugh, sure, sometimes it might be considered avoidance, but you know, sometimes you just need a laugh, and so it was a joy to actually do.
Yeah, I was laughing. It made some of the things that you said, like, oh mercy.
I just want to say Ben's improv is so amazing. It's so funny, so amazing. It had us all dying laughing all the time. It was so great. You're so good.
Thank you. Thank you.
There's this one thing that he said, like by the table, like on one of the scenes, and I was like so it wasn't like, I don't know, but I just remember it had like everyone dying laughing, and it was really funny.
Yeah, there was just one thing that when we're, convincing Pedro, because he was always, Captain Buzzkill. No, we're not doing it, you guys. And so he didn't want it when we were convincing, and Sean just let us keep going. And so I did. I just kept going and going and going. And that was really, really fun.
Yeah.
I love the chemistry that you guys have. You can tell in the movie and even in this interview too. So it's really awesome to see.
Yeah. It was we were all, I love everybody in this cast. I think one of the other times we were all together on a Zoom thing, Carlos said something. He was like, there was not one person on this entire set that you'd be like, but it's 100% true. Not a single person. I love everybody. I can genuinely say I love everybody, from the cast to the crew to everybody on this set and that's rare. Mm-hmm. That's rare to be able to do, and to be able to feel so at home in such a short time with so many people. So the connections, they were real.
Well, you are all musicians, right? Or singers, musicians, and things like that. I think y'all should go out on the interview with a little ditty. with a little song or ditty.
A little improv.
Come on, Tommy.
Musically.
Come on, Tommy. You can do it.
Yay!
Yay!
I mean, he's dealing with bare bones right now. Only 25 instruments. So
that's 25 instruments is all he needs.
Fair to find someone who can only need 25 instruments to be able to play one song.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I have not practiced this morning, but I think I'll be able to get through a song. Okay, but I'm really okay. I really like playing songs in front of people. But my dilemma is that sometimes I don't know what songs to play because, okay.
Chasing.
But no, that will ruin it for the people.
Because you talked about it just before, bro. So now you got to like back it up with the.
It
You
won't
told a
ruin it.
story.
It won't.
You told a story about it though.
We second it. We second.
Mm-hmm.
No, it will ruin the thing. Okay.
Okay.
I will play. Okay. I'm gonna tune that. I'm gonna play Blue Silver, and it's in a different tuning. This is another song in the movie that I wrote, and then okay. So, yeah. All right. This one's called Blue Silver. All right. It's in the right tuning now. Okay. Hello, and a quick goodbye. She's gone before I even tried. Hello, before I say goodbye. She's gone on the inside. She's not here, but she never really was, 'cause love does you wrong. Fight, just move on. People acting up, oh, people mess you up. I hope you're tough enough to take it. Hey! Hey! Stood up from the things I did. Gave up on the best of them. Get back on my feet. The past will always haunt me. The ones I meet, I learn so many things, like love does you wrong. Don't fight, just move on. People acting up, oh, people mess you up. I hope you're tough enough to take it. Hey! Hey!
Woohoo!
Yes.
That was
That
so
was
good.
awesome.
That was incredible.
You're
It's
talented.
a tough life being a musical prodigy.
Like one time, like I hadn't, because of quarantine, like I hadn't played a song for people in a while, and then I played one, like one of my original songs, and I was like, wow, I didn't remember how fun this was, like performing live, and like I didn't remember how fun it was, and like how great it felt to like make people happy, like through me playing music and stuff.
Yeah, and thank you for sharing your talents with us, because it definitely made me happy. So thank you. Does anybody have any other questions? Well, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it. And for all of our viewers, if you want to see the wonderfully talented cast of Mighty Oak, the movie is in select theaters and drive-ins, and will be on digital on July 7th. So be sure to check it out.